Today we're gonna talk about a drama, comedy zombie movie titled Little Monsters. Watch out for some spoilers ahead. The movie begins with a lover's fight involving Dave, a terrible street death metal musician, and Sarah, a private corporation employee. Dave is a childish and stubborn guy, which is why they always get to argue over trivial things. Sarah, on the other hand, wants Dave to grow up, marry her, and have children. Sarah's expectations were not met, so she decided to break up with Dave. Dave returns to his older sister Tess, a nurse and single mother of a 5-year-old son. Felix, a tractor-obsessed kid, seems happy that his uncle lives in his house. But when Tess comes home from work, she is upset with Dave for letting Felix to playing Dave's game. And she doesn't seem happy if Dave stays there, because of Dave's bad attitude and his foul language that might affect Felix. At the dinner, Dave has no appetite for the tofu broccoli pizza that Tess served because there's no cheese on it. Tess tells him that Felix has anaphylaxis and is allergic to dairy. Dave then talks about his relationship, that Sarah has always wanted a child, that's why he always argues with her. Tess tells him that there are many things to fear in this world, but having a child isn't one of them. She advises Dave to get back into a relationship with Sarah. Later that night, Dave decides to try to fix his relationship with Sarah and make what she wanted. After Felix was read a fairy tale by his mother and fell asleep, Dave enters Felix's room and asks him to help with his plan. Dave takes Felix to Sarah's apartment, puts on a Darth Vader costume, and instructs him to hold up a sign that says, "Will you marry me?" Dave has Sarah's room key and opens the door, but they find Sarah is having a good time with Rory, Sarah's coworker. Dave and Sarah argue. Rory tries to defend Sarah. Dave hits him but misses and Rory manages to knock him out. Sarah warns him that they couldn't be in a relationship anymore. Dave takes his bong and just leave. Forgets that Felix the Darth Vader is still in the room, then asks him to leave. Tess is relieved that Felix is back home, and is furious that Dave taking his nephew to see Sarah having a good time. Felix makes it clear by saying that he really saw Aunt Sarah enjoying her good time with her coworkers. Tess becomes increasingly angry with Dave and asks him to leave her house. Dave cries. Felix begs his mother to let Uncle Dave stay at his house. Tess then tells him to start contributing if he wants to stay at her house. She wants Dave to babysit Felix. The next day Dave takes his nephew to school. He finds out that there's a boy Max who likes to mock Felix because of his broccoli lunch, even though he has a girlfriend there. When they arrive at the class, Dave spots his teacher Felix Miss Caroline aka Audrey and he has a crush on her. He makes small talk with her, while Felix fell asleep instead. As Dave is about to leave, he screams at him to wake up. Now it's time for Dave to pick up Felix, but he's late. He makes up a story that he rehearsed with his band all day. Suddenly a colleague of Audrey's interrupts their conversation, telling her that tomorrow she couldn't accompany her on a trip with the kids. Dave volunteers to accompany her, which is actually he just wanted to get more time with Audrey. The next day, while on a trip, their bus has a flat tire. While waiting for the driver to fix it, Audie sings Taylor Swift's song. The kids then ask him to sing the song again, but she thinks they have a professional musician on their bus. The kids beg Dave to sing for them. Dave then sings his own song, which makes the kids cover their ears. The bus driver then informs them that they could continue on and head to Pleasant Valley Farm. Not far from the Pleasant Valley Farm, we see the U.S. Army testing facility. 2 officers are patrolling the facility. They then find something suspicious in front of them, which turns out to be one of the test subjects of a military project who has turned into a zombie, eating a doctor. They shot the zombie to death. An officer returns to one of the rooms to lock down the facility and makes a full code red warning, while the other officer is asked to stay there, but then the doctor turns into a zombie too, bites him. Meanwhile, they arrive at the farm. The kids are surprised to see one of Nickelodeon celebrities, Teddy McGiggle, making a live show on the farm. They approach him and Teddy asks Audrey to come forward and do Teddy's signature dance. Dave looks upset because he is jealous to see Audrey with him. They then have fun and feed the animals there. dancing with Teddy McGiggle, and Dave wants to try to put on a whip show, but failed and injured his neck, embarrassing himself. Meanwhile, the military fails to lock down their facility, which causes the military test subjects to infect many people and break out of the military facility and onto the farm. 3 tourists see the zombies approaching them, but they thought that it is part of the entertainment at the farm. One of them wanted to take a selfie with the zombie, which caused him to be bitten by the zombie, eating him alive. Audrey, David and the kids along with a guide, tour the farm on a tractor. The guide then spots a zombie eating a sheep. She approaches it and is immediately attacked by the zombie, which makes her scream bad words. Audrey thinks the guide is joking even though she has been devoured by zombies. Audrey approaches her, and the zombie then tries to attack her. She then realizes that it is really a zombie. She takes a digging fork that is nearby to block the zombie's attack. Dave immediately tries to ignite the tractor, but he didn't know how to operate it. Felix then tells his uncle how to operate the tractor. Audrey manages to kill the zombie and immediately hops into the tractor. They try to get out of the place and head to their bus, but they find the place is already infested with zombies, and their tractor is blocked by a group of zombies eating a cow. Audrey instructs the kids to walk towards a safe area until they came to a souvenir shop. There, Teddy takes refuge in the shop, but he doesn't want to open the door for them. Instead, he cursed them with bad words, while the zombies are getting closer to them. Fortunately, Audrey sees the wormhole cubicle, then tells the kids to enter through the hole. Audrey was almost caught by one of the zombies, but he only got her waist bag. Meanwhile, Dave tries to block the approaching zombies, and enters through the roof and falls on Teddy. He then beats up Dave, and it is revealed that Teddy's personality is not what he was on TV. Dave fights back and manages to defeat him, then opens the door for Audrey and the kids who are hiding in the wormhole cubicle. Audrey then convinced the kids that they are in a game and has just won the first level, but Teddy instead curses and tells the kids that the zombies are real and had eaten his crew. Audrey is upset with Teddy. She corners Teddy and orders him to change his attitude in front of the kids. Meanwhile, Dave gets some potato chips and gives them to the kids. Suddenly Felix coughs and has difficulty breathing because it turns out that his potato chips contain dairy products. Dave then tries to give Felix EpiPen medication, but Dave does it upside down, which punctures his thumb so it can't be used anymore. He then remembers that he has the spare, but that it is in Felix's bag that was left on the tractor. He intends to go to get it, but Felix doesn't want his uncle to go. Audrey then volunteers to get out and take it. She runs and tries to avoid the slow-moving zombies. As she almost reaches the tractor, she bumps with the several army zombies that try to eat her. Audrey takes a shovel that is nearby and uses it as a weapon against them. She manages to defeat the zombies and decapitate their heads. Audrey immediately takes Felix's bag, but as she is about to return to the souvenir shop, the other zombies begin to approach her. She then runs up to them with a shovel. She manages to return and immediately gives treatment to Felix, saving his life. Shortly after that, Teddy hears the sound of helicopters. He goes up to the roof trying to tell them. But he then falls down, and the zombies approach him. He curses and shouts at Audrey to open the door, but she doesn't want to take the risk. Dave goes up to the roof and tries to help him. Teddy is saved and they share stories about their past. Meanwhile, the military aerial recon learns that the infected are surrounding the gift shop, so they plan to bomb the shop. The parents try to go to the farm, but the road to get there is blocked by the military. Tess tries to call Dave, but it doesn't work because Dave's phone has lost signal. Audrey sings a song for the kids to put them to sleep. Then she and Dave share stories about their past. She seems to be warm to Dave. The next day, the kids are starving, and the three then plan to take the McGiggle mobile to get out of there, while the military is set up to bomb the place. Teddy and Dave then go up to the roof. Dave tries to distract the zombies while Teddy rushes to get his McGiggle mobile. When Teddy manages to get inside the McGiggle mobile, he locks the door and doesn't let Dave in, betraying him. But suddenly from behind, Frogsy the frog who had turned into a zombie attacks Teddy, killing him. Dave then climbs onto the car to dodge the zombie attacks. Meanwhile, at the souvenir shop the kids are getting more panicked. Audrey tries to calm the kids down, but a little girl tells her that Felix is gone. It turns out that Felix runs out turning into Darth Vader. He rushes to avoid the zombies and manages to grab the tractor and drive it. He then picks up his uncle who is cornered by the zombies, saving his life. They then ram the tractor into the wall of the shop to pick up their friends. They immediately take the kids off the farm, and luckily the zombies are slow. Audrey sings a song for the kids with her ukulele. A boy beats the zombies on the head with a mini golf club. The military spots the tractor, but the chief doesn't know that they are bringing the kids and one of them killed. A soldier suddenly heard them singing and brings the kids. The chief then orders his men to hold the attack and let them pass to get out of the place. After they manage to get out of the place, the military immediately finishes off the zombies and sends planes to bomb the farm. The military then takes the survivors into quarantine. At the end of the film, we see the military chief informs the parents that their children are fine and must be quarantined for 48 hours. He then invites the parents to see their children are singing Taylor Swift's Shake It Off. Tess burst into tears of joy when she sees Dave has now found his happiness. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.